ज्ञानातिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सग्रजतं सहगणः रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सवधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादं सहगणः ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुति देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिया। वञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita as it is, chapter 11. The Universal Form, text number 55. Mat karma krin mat paramo mat bhakta sanga varajita nirvaira sarva bhutesu jaha samameti pandava. Mat karma krin mat paramo bhakta mat bhakta sanga varajita nirvaira sarva bhutesu jaha samameti pandava. Mat karma krin mat paramo mad bhakta sanga varajita nirvaira sarva bhutesu jaha samameti pandava. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Arjun, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. The purport is long, so we'll break it as we move on. So we are happy to be with all of you this evening and humbly request that all of you give your blessings so that something could be said for the benefit of everyone. We wish that the Acharyas, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will help to give us something that we will take home and become benefited. So this wonderful verse from Bhagavad-Gita, Lord Krishna has mentioned 5 items here which we will look at. So we go through the purport. Anyone who wants to approach the Supreme of all the personalities of Godhead on the Krishna local planet in the spiritual sky and be intimately connected with the Supreme Personality, Krishna, must take this formula as stated by the Supreme himself. Therefore, this verse is considered to be the essence of Bhagavad-Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is a book directed to the conditioned souls who are engaged in the material world with the purpose of lording it over nature and who do not know of the real spiritual life. The Bhagavad Gita is meant to show how one can understand his spiritual existence and his eternal relationship with the Supreme Spiritual Personality, and to teach one how to go back home, back to Godhead. Now here is a verse which clearly explains the process by which one can attain success in his spiritual activity, devotional service. As far as work is concerned, one should transfer his energy entirely to Krishna conscious activities, as stated in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1.2.255. Anasaktasya visayan yatarham upayunjataha nirbandha Krishna sambandhi yuktum vairagyam uchate. No work should be done by any man except in relationship to Krishna. This is called Krishna karma. One may be engaged in various activities, but one should not be attached to the result of his work. The result should be done only for him. For example, one may be engaged in business, but to transform that activity into Krishna consciousness, one has to do business for Krishna. If Krishna is the proprietor of the business, then Krishna should enjoy the profit of the business. If a businessman is in possession of thousands and thousands of dollars, and if he has to offer all this to Krishna, he can do it. This is work for Krishna. Instead of constructing a big building for his sense gratification, he can construct a nice temple for Krishna, and he can install the deity of Krishna and arrange for the deity's service, as is outlined in the authorized books of devotional service. This is all Krishna karma. One should not be attached to the result of his work, but the result should be offered to Krishna, and one should accept as prasadam the remnant of offerings to Krishna. If one constructs a big building, if one constructs a very big building for Krishna and installs the deity of Krishna, one is not prohibited from living there, but it is understood that the proprietor of the building is Krishna. That is called Krishna consciousness. If, however, one is not able to construct a temple for Krishna, one can engage himself in cleansing the temple of Krishna. That is also Krishna karma. One can cultivate the garden. Anyone who has land in India, at least, any poor man has a certain amount of land, can utilize that for Krishna by growing flowers to offer him. One can sow tulasi plants, because tulasi leaves are very important, and Krishna has recommended this in Bhagavad Gita, Patam Puspam Phalam Tuyam. Krishna desires that one offer him either a leaf or a flower or fruit or a little water, and by such an offering he is satisfied. This leaf especially refers to the tulasi. So one can show tulasi and pour water on the plant. Thus, even the poorest man can engage in the service of Krishna. These are some of the examples of how one can engage in working for Krishna. Krishna karma. Krishna karma. Here, Lord Krishna Karamat Karma Krit. Lord Krishna is directly telling us that the work of a devotee must be for Krishna, not Karma Krit. A devotee should use his energy fully in Krishna's service while remaining detached from the fruits of his work. Krishna karma. And Srila Prabhupada has given powerful examples here how we can connect our activities with Krishna. In other words, Krishna is telling us that a devotee should work very hard. We should do our activities, but our activities should be centered around Krishna. Anasakta Visayan. Rupa Goswami explained, renunciation does not mean giving up things altogether. Because what the Christian said, Maya adakshena prakriti suyate sa chara charam. Maya is my property. Maya is under me. Maya is under my direction. It belongs to me. Maya is not independent. So, our activities should be for pleasing Krishna. Krishna, according to Rupa Goswami, Prabhupada also quoted the verse in the future, in the front, in this purport. Krishna. Devotional service is for Krishna. All occupational activities, all occupational duties are meant to give Krishna pleasure, to give Krishna complete satisfaction, to give Krishna happiness. That is the purpose of human life. The purpose of human life, or the goal of all activities, is to give Krishna pleasure, to give Krishna complete satisfaction, to make Krishna happy. That's the goal of human life. And that is the purpose of activity. Otherwise, Krishna says karma bandhana. That activities which we may perform in this world will bind us up. It will tie up the performer into various situations. It will tie the living into happiness or distress or mixed of them. But Krishna karma, activities, not karma krit, activities done by devotees for the purpose of pleasing Lord Krishna, they are called niskam. Krishna Bhakta Niskam Ataiva Santa. Krishna Bhakta Niskam Ataiva Santa. The devotees of Krishna, Das Kaviraj Goswami, he described the situation of devotees as different from the activities of the Bhuktis, Mukti, Siddhi, Asakaliya Santa. Here Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami said, Krishna Bhakta Niskam Ataiva Santa. The devotees of Krishna 100%, they are Makchita. Lord Sukadeva is speaking. Krishna Bhakta Niskama Seva Santa. The same thing. All of them are speaking. Krishna karma, activities full of Krishna. Karmani Dridahatu Kintu Cha Bhakti Bhajam. This is Lord Brahma Samhita. Karma Bandhana. Lord Brahma said, our activities in this material world binds the performer. But he said, Karmani Nidahati Kuntucha Bhakti Bhajam. The activities of the devotees have no reactions. Why? Because it is what Karamakrit. They are my activities. Activities which are meant for my pleasure. The activities which are meant for my satisfaction. The activities which are meant for my complete happiness. My devotees, they give me happiness. So Krishna Goswami said, the devotees who are giving Krishna happiness, the happiness which they offer to Krishna, they get 10 billion times back from Krishna. Haribol. Just see. What Karamakrit. Mad Bhakta. My devotees. The activities are meant for my pleasure. So Krishna gave wonderful explanation. Srila Prabhupada, he gave wonderful explanation. A devotee has money. If a businessman is in possession of thousands and thousands of dollars, and if he has to offer all this to Krishna, he can do it. Why not? If we give everything to Lord Krishna, we will never be a loser. And they might say, well, if you work in a company, or you do some business and get money, and you carry the whole money and give to somebody else, you'll be a loser. You miss everything. You will suffer. But that is not the case for Krishna. Whatever we give to Krishna, we get everything back 10 million times. We can see that practically in our temple, in our life. After cooking delicious dishes, and we offer them to Lord Krishna, what did he do? What does Krishna do with that? Krishna accepts everything. He will take away the sin that are there and return back to them to you. Just see Krishna's wonderful dealing with his devotees. That does not happen in the material world. If you give everything to somebody, you lose everything. But if you give everything to Krishna, you gain everything back. Not just what we have given, 10 billion times the things which you offer to Lord Krishna. Therefore, those who are very experienced, all the activities are meant for Krishna's pleasure, for Krishna's satisfaction, for Krishna's happiness. So I'd like to note a prayer. Krishna, there is nothing which is mine. Nothing is mine. Krishna, everything is yours. Everything. He was not just whimsically saying that to bluff, to show off. He was not just sentimentally saying that. He actually acted like that from his heart. Nothing is mine. Everything is for you. And he engages everything within his position in Christian service. Therefore, he has no difficulties in his life. He has no difficulties in his life. He is completely happy. So one can construct a big temple for Krishna. Why not? And install the deities there. One should not construct a big temple and install the deities and employ workers to come and work there and pay them salaries. That is not Krishna karma. Krishna karma means one has money and he uses the money to construct a temple. He should engage himself as a menial servant in that temple. And Prabhupada said he should also live in the temple. Yes. But what should be the consciousness? What should be the consciousness? If one constructs a very big building for Krishna and installs the deity of Krishna, one is not prohibited living there, but it is understood that the proprietor of the building is Krishna. So one lives there as a servant of Krishna, not as a second proprietor competing with Krishna. We will never be successful. We will suffer. But one constructs a temple for Lord Krishna, and one lives there as a menial servant of Krishna. One will always gain everything. Yes, we have seen that in history. We have seen that in history, not just in philosophy. Krishna and his devotees, like Prabhupada, are speaking. No, practically we have seen. Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj surrendered everything to Lord Krishna. Everything. Even not just surrender everything. He was cursed by his spiritual master. He was rejected by his family members. He was kicked out of his position. He was also humiliated by Lord Krishna himself. Like a crow, he was banned like a crow and pushed to the hellish planet. But what happened after that? Lord Krishna appreciated. Krishna appreciated the surrendering of everything of his devotee to him. Therefore, Krishna accepted Bali Maharaj as his master, and he gave him a heavenly planet which is superior to the heaven planet of Lord Indra. And he became a gatekeeper, the doorkeeper of Bali Maharaj, to appreciate the purity of his devotees' surrender to him. Bali Maharaj gave everything to Lord Krishna, and he got Lord Krishna himself as a result of his full surrender, or fully giving everything to Lord Krishna for Krishna's pleasure. He satisfied Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna became so happy that he purchased Lord Krishna by his surrender. He purchased Krishna by giving everything to Krishna. He purchased Krishna. He possessed Krishna directly because of his wonderful nature of putting Krishna in the center of all his activities. So Bali Maharaj, he told Lord Krishna, you know, when you came to arrest me and create my good fortune, I was under your feet, so I did not see exactly who you are. Other people, they saw you and you put them into bliss. Please, my dear Lord Krishna, can you show me that form? Can you show me that form? At this time, I will not be under your feet. I will be in their front so I can see you completely. And Lord Krishna said, yes, 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 why not? For my devotee, there is nothing which is impossible for my devotee to get. Just like he told Arjuna Bhagavad-Gita, Ekastam, in one place, my dear Arjuna, see everything you want to see, know everything you want to know, understand everything you want to understand in one place. He did the same thing to Bali Maharaj. Krishna showed Bali Maharaj his complete gigantic form which he used in covering the whole three worlds. Bali Maharaj was very, very happy and satisfied. Krishna never did this to demons. Krishna did it only to his devotees. Why? Mad Bhakta. Yeah, her devotees. What is so special about our devotees? Mad Karmakrit. Mad Karmakrit. The activities of my devotees are centered around me. So Krishna, so Rupa Goswami, yeah, he gave us a complete understanding about what is Jutta Baudyagam. Anasakta Shia Jat Bisayan. Renunciation, complete renunciation, or powerful renunciation, pure renunciation, Jutta Baudyagam, completely powerful and pure, true renunciation means that everything is used in Krishna consciousness. Like Prabhupada said, anything which can be used in advancing Krishna consciousness would never be rejected. It should be used for Krishna. Anything which can be used for advancing Krishna consciousness, to promote Krishna consciousness and expand the Krishna consciousness, should be used. If one falsely abandons that and calls it renunciation, our charities, they don't say it is renunciation, they say that is false renunciation. It will put one into problem, because that knowledge is not complete, is not perfect. Perfect and complete renunciation, or perfect knowledge about renunciation, means that everything is engaged in Krishna consciousness without our personal interest. Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami said, in the beginning, anything which we have very much attachment for, or things which we like best, we should offer that to Krishna. Just see the wonderful nature of devotional service. You should offer that to Krishna, because Krishna will use that as a bait to drag us into his bosom, and eventually purify us and bring us to the point where we will use everything, we will see everything and understand everything as Christian's property, and engage everything in Christian's service without our personal interest. That is Yukta Bharagyam, Nirbandas, Krishna Sambandhi, Yuktam Bharagyam Uchate. Yes, Krishna Karma. That is Krishna Karma, as Vijay Prabhu titled this discussion. Krishna Karma. Activities for Krishna's pleasure. Krishna Karma. Not activities which is for our own sense gratification. It is not Krishna Karma. It is our own conditioning nature. Yes. Then Prabhupada went on to say, even if one has no money to construct a big temple for Krishna and install Krishna's deity for worship, still there is no disadvantage in that. One can still be a devotee. One can still be a devotee. Only a person who has no interest to serve Krishna that can be disqualified. Otherwise, everybody is qualified to serve Krishna. Krishna Karma. One can cultivate a garden. Even if you don't have money, you can cultivate a garden. Anyone who has land, especially in India, at least, any poor man has a certain amount of land, can utilize that for Krishna by growing flowers to offer him. Yes. And one can sow tulasi plants, because tulasi leaves are very important, and Krishna has recommended this. Bhagavad-Gita, Patram Puspam Palam to Yam. And Prabhupada said, this leaf, Krishna is requesting for a tulasi leaf. So if one offers this to Krishna, one is doing Krishna Karma, which is completely Nishkam. Krishna Karma is Nishkam. Yes. One can sow tulasi plant and pour water on the plant. Yes. Thus, even the poorest man can engage in the service of Krishna. They are some of the examples of how one, these are some of the examples of how one can engage in working for Krishna. Krishna Karma. Do everything for Krishna's pleasure, and we will never be a loser. Whatever we do for Krishna, Lord Krishna will use that to purify us and make us his best devotee. A devotee of Krishna is friendly to everyone. Sorry, I've jumped. The word Mat Parama refers to one who considers the association of Krishna in his supreme abode to be the highest perfection of life. Such a person does not wish to be elevated to the higher planets, such as the moon, or sun, or heavenly planet, or even the highest planet of this universe, Brahmaloka. He has no attraction for that. He is only attracted to being transferred to the spiritual sky. And even in the spiritual sky, he is not satisfied with merging into the glowing Brahmajyoti effulgence, for he wants to enter the highest spiritual planet, namely Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavan. He has full knowledge of that planet, and therefore he is not interested in any other. As indicated by the word Mat Bhakta, he fully engages in devotional service, specifically in the 9 processes of devotional engagement: hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering prayers, carrying out the orders of the Lord, making friends with him, and surrendering everything to him. One can engage in all 9 devotional processes, or 8, or 7, or at least in 1, and that will surely make one perfect. Yes. Mat Parama. Mat Parama. The next items that Prabhupada is describing. Mat Parama. Mat para. Krishna must be the goal of our life. The devotee should remain unattached to both heavenly and impersonal destinations. I will properly summarize here. A devotee of Krishna has no attraction for anything going to heaven, going to Brahma Loka, even merging into Brahma Jyoti. A devotee has nothing to do with, not a slight interest in these things. A devotee has full knowledge about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Goloka Vrindavan, the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His focus, attention, his interest is only Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavan, or Krishna Loka. Why? Because there, a devotee life, a devotee's life air is service to Lord Krishna. Therefore, he has no interest for anything. Krishna must be the ultimate goal of life. Krishna is the ultimate goal of life. A devotee, Matpara. Like Ambarish Maharaj. He is Matpara Bhakta. Yes. Matpara Bhakta because Ambarish Maharaj engaged himself in the 9 points of Bhakti fully. Yes. Hearing Parikshit Maharaj heard from 𝐁𝐸𝐴 Goswami, chanting 𝐁𝐸𝐴 Goswami. He chanted, but remembering is Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, he remembers the Lord worshiping, worshiping Adiraja. Prithu Maharaj. He worshipped the Supreme Personality of God, serving the lotus feet of the Lord. That is Lakshmi Devi. Offering prayers, Akrura. Carrying out the orders of the Lord. Carrying out the order. Yes, of the Lord. Very, very obedient. Servant, Hanumanji, Anjaliya. Yes. He carried out the order of the Lord perfectly. Making friends with him, with the Supreme Personality of God, Arjuna, and surrendering everything. Everything. That is Bali Maharaj. So Ambali Maharaj, he did everything, all the whole 9 processes. Ambali Maharaj, he engaged himself. So he's called Matpara Bhakta. Matpara Bhakta. Matpara. He has no interest for anything except service to Lord Krishna. The goal of his life is devotional service to Lord Krishna. The goal is Krishna, Krishna's service. That's all he has. So when the devotee makes himself or herself available for Krishna to be used in his service, that devotee becomes exalted. Yes, he becomes exalted. It's exalted. That is what Krishna karma does. One who is engaged in Krishna consciousness will become exalted. One will develop complete knowledge, perfect devotion to Lord Krishna. Yes. The term sanga varjitaha is very significant. One should disassociate himself from persons who are against Krishna. Not only are the atheistic persons against Krishna, but also are those who are attracted to fruitive activities, mental speculation. Therefore, the pure form of devotional service is described in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1.1.11 as follows. Anya Vila Sita Sunyam Jnana Karma Dhyanabritam Anukulena Krishna Anusilanam Bhakti Uttama. Uttama Bhakti. Uttama Bhakti means what? Krishna. Krishna means devotional service is for Krishna and nobody else. Nothing else. Nobody. No demigods. Nothing. Only Krishna. Therefore, Rupa Goswami says, Krishna. Yes, Anusilanam. Anusilanam means devotional service requires active engagement. One should involve himself or herself actively, seriously in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, there is no laziness in Krishna consciousness. Krishna devotees are not lazy people, they are active people. Krishna Anusilanam. Devotional service for Krishna, and it means active engagement. And Anukulena, it must be favorable. It must be favorable activity for Krishna's enjoyment. Of course, when we say devotional service is only for Krishna, one may wonder, but what are other personalities? Don't we have also to serve them? What about even devotees of Lord Krishna? What about them? Yeah, Rupa Goswami said yes. Krishna Anusilanam Anukulyana. Krishna Anusilanam. Krishna means what? Krishna means everything together. Everything together. So all the expansions of Krishna is inside Krishna. All the devotees of Krishna are connected with Krishna. So when we serve Krishna only, not only Krishna will be served, everyone else will be served automatically. Yes. So Papa gave example. Of putting food in the stomach. The whole body will be nourished. So if you serve Lord Krishna, everything else will be served by the costless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, Rupa Goswami said, pure devotional service should be completely free from speculative knowledge and desire for fruitive results. This should be completely rejected. Anya bilasita, sunyam, should be made zero, completely zero, 100%. Not some percentages. Rupa Goswami says sunyam, completely 100% rejected, wiped out, cleansed, devoid. What are that? Gyan, karma, adi. Other things that I desire for heavenly pleasure, desire for even the mundane pleasures that are here, desire for liberation. Rupa Goswami say, when pure devotional service develops, then this person will be devoid of all these things. And then what is left for such a devotee, it is to serve, only to serve Krishna as Krishna desires. As Krishna desires. He must be free from the association of persons who are addicted to fruitive activities and mental speculation. When freed from such unwanted association and from the contamination of material desires, one favorably cultivates knowledge of Krishna. That is called pure devotional service. Anukulya Sha Sankalpa Particular Sha Bharajanam Hari Bhakti Vilas 11.676. One should think of Krishna and act for Krishna favorably, not unfavorably. Yes. Anukulyena. Anukulyena. Favorable. Kamsa was an enemy of Krishna's. From the very beginning of Krishna's birth, Kamsa planned in so many ways to kill him. And because he was always unsuccessful, he was always thinking of Krishna. Thus, while working, while eating, and while sleeping, he was always Krishna conscious in every respect. But that Krishna consciousness was not favorable. And therefore, in spite of his always thinking of Krishna 24 hours a day, he was considered a demon, and Krishna at last killed him. Of course, anyone who is killed by Krishna attains salvation immediately, but that is not the aim of the pure devotee. The pure devotee does not even want salvation. He does not want to be transferred even to the highest planet, Goloka Vrindavan. His only objective is to serve Krishna wherever he may be. Yes, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. Mama Janmani Janmani Shwari Baba 𝐾𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐬. Mama Janmani Janmani. Sri Chaitanya is saying that I don't want liberation. Birth after birth. So what is the liberation here? Birth after birth. I want birth after birth devotional service to you, Krishna karma. That is my goal in life. Kapil Muni glorify that. Uda, my dear Uda, see, my pure devotees never ask me for anything. They never want anything from me. Even if I deliberately offer something to my devotees, they will reject it. So what do my devotees want from me? Only devotional service. Mama Janmani Janmani Shwari Baba Talba Tira Haituki Twai. Bhakti Haituki Twai. Bet after bet, I just want to serve you. Pray to Maharaj. You pray to Lord Krishna. I don't want liberation. I just want to render service unto you. In any condition that I may be, let me have opportunities to render service to you. Bali Maharaj, he prayed. My dear Lord Krishna, I don't want to associate with non-devotees, with karmis, the people who have no interest in your service. I just want to remain alone, and if I have to associate, let it be only with your devotees who are fully engaged in rendering service unto you. Only devotees who are rendering service unto you. This is the association I want. And Rupa Goswami also warned us in Net of Instruction. Jana Sanga. Jana Sanga. We should not associate with people who have no interest in Krishna. Devotees who are taken to Krishna consciousness are still very comfortable with mundane people, with materialistic people. Their devotional service is questionable. One who is making advance in Krishna consciousness can never be comfortable with karmis. That's the proof that we're making advancement in Krishna consciousness. Devotees making advancement in Krishna consciousness want to have association with devotees only. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Srila Ramananda Rai, what is the most painful thing in this world? Srila Ramananda Rai replied, the most painful thing in this world, which will never be tolerated by a devotee, is not to have association with devotees. So Rupa Goswami said, Jana Sanga, association with people who have no interest in Krishna consciousness, or people who are desiring liberation, who want to merge into Krishna, become one, or people who consider Lord Krishna to be devoid of personality. Such associations should be carefully avoided without regrets. To be comfortable with materialistic people means our bhakti is not strong, or regretting to lose association of karmis means our bhakti is not strong. It means we are very, very weak, and we are in a very dangerous position. We have to upgrade. We have to upgrade our Krishna consciousness by going deeper into our sadhana and desire only the association of devotees who are very serious in Krishna consciousness. So, Kamsa is 24 hours Krishna conscious because he constantly thinks about Krishna, but it is not anukulyena. It is not favorable. It's not a favorable thing. It is not for Krishna's pleasure. It is not to give Krishna satisfaction. But they are also very important because personality like Kamsa, they're also very important because Krishna uses them to demonstrate his desire to protect his devotees. Without the demons, how will Krishna demonstrate his ability or his interest to protect his devotees? Although devotional service of Kamsa is not approved by our acharyas, indirectly, Kamsa has a great role to play in Krishna pastimes to how so that he could demonstrate, could show his interest to protect his devotees, his ability to protect devotees, his unflinching determination to give protection to his devotees. It is shown or demonstrated by killing the demons who are attacking his devotees. So Rupa Goswami and other acharyas, they don't accept Rupa Kamsa's devotional service as wonderful because it was not favorable. But eventually, they get Krishna's mercy. Because for whatever reasons, it has connection with Krishna. That is a great fortune. That although their sinful activities are not bona fide, somehow or other they have connection with Krishna. Therefore, they are greatly fortunate. They are fortunate. Kamsa was so Krishna conscious that everything Kamsa sees reminds him of Krishna. When Kamsa is sleeping, he dreams about Krishna. One day, Kamsa was about to take his meal, and one of the varieties of preparation that were made has custard. Custard is yellow like Krishna's dhoti. As soon as Krishna Kamsa saw custard preparation on his table, although it is food for him, he saw that custard color. That color reminded him of Krishna. Immediately Kamsa shouted, "Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! This Krishna! 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 Kill him!" That's how powerful Kamsa's devotional service is. That everything, especially even food, anything that has Krishna's color, black, yellow, that is Kamsa's glory. Jama Swami is coming very soon, and we'll see, yes, the activities of Kamsa and Krishna. So Matpara, Sanga Varjita, Sanga Varjita, Sanga Varjita, Sanga Varjita, association. Bhakti must be free from karma and gyan. A devotee should not associate with persons who are against Krishna. And we should not become attracted to anything other than Krishna or pure devotion. At the same time, a devotee should not be envious of those who are inimical, because karma of such a person has awarded him that mentality. The devotee should remain disentangled from such a person's karma. We shouldn't participate in people's karma by not become inimical towards them. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. A devotee of Krishna is friendly to everyone. Therefore, it is said here that he has no enemy, nirvairaha. How is that? A devotee situated in Krishna consciousness knows that only devotional service to Krishna can relieve a person from all the problems of life. He has personal experience of this, and therefore he wants to introduce this system, Krishna consciousness, into human society. There are many examples in history of devotees of the Lord who risk their lives for the spreading of God consciousness. The favorite example is Lord Jesus Christ. He was crucified by the non-devotees, but he sacrificed his life for spreading God consciousness. Of course, it would be superficial to understand that he was killed. Similarly, in India also, there are many examples such as Thakur Haridas and Prahlad Maharaj. Why such risk? Because they wanted to spread Krishna consciousness, and it is difficult. A Krishna conscious person knows that if a man is suffering, it is due to his forgetfulness of his eternal relationship with Krishna. Therefore, the highest benefit one can render to human society is relieving one's neighbor from all material problems. In such a way, a pure devotee is engaged in the service of the Lord. In such a way, a pure devotee is engaged in the service of the Lord. Now, we can imagine how merciful Krishna is to those engaged in his service, risking everything for him. Therefore, it is certain that such persons must reach the supreme planet after leaving the body. In summary, the universal form of Krishna, which is a temporary manifestation, and a form of time which devours everything, and even the form of Vishnu, 400, have all been exhibited by Krishna. Thus, Krishna is the origin of all these manifestations. It is not that Krishna is a manifestation of the original Vishwarupa or Vishnu. Krishna is the origin of all forms. There are hundreds and thousands of Vishnus, but for a devotee, no form of Krishna is important, but the original form, 200 Shyam Sundar. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that those who are attached to the Shyama Sundar form of Krishna in love and devotion can see him always within the heart and cannot see anything else. One should understand, therefore, that the purport of this 11th chapter is that the form of Krishna is essential and supreme. That is that is the end of the Bhaktivedanta purport to the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad-Gita in the matter of the universal form. Yes, in a devotee has no enemy. A devotee of Krishna has no enemy. He is friendly to everyone. Because he has no enemy, he can preach Krishna consciousness to everyone. A devotee of Krishna must be friendly to everyone. And we must compassionately desire to give Krishna consciousness to others. That is the proof of one being a devotee. Intense desire to give Krishna to others, because, as proper mentioned here, a devotee knows that every conditioned soul in this material world is suffering because of our forgetfulness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And not only that, we forgot also our eternal relationship with the Supreme Krishna, the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. And that is the cause of our problem. Everything else is just the symptoms of the problem. The main problem we have is that we have forgotten about who we are. We've forgotten about Lord Krishna. We forgot about our relationship with Him. And that is causing every one of us here to suffer in this world. So devotees, they take risk to help the conditioned soul get connected back to our original constitutional position as an eternal servant of Krishna. To do that is very risky because it is not easy to deal with my people. Being in the material world means that we are not in our normal state. Condition means we are not in a normal position, in a normal state. Therefore, we constantly work against our self-interest. We don't know our self-interest. Therefore, we think of something which is against our self-interest as the thing which we want. Therefore, pure devotees who have great compassion, who are friendly to everyone, knowing fully well what is our problem, they risk their life to come forward and try to take away our sinful life and replace it with divine life. But majority of us are not ready for that because we have become so conditioned, so degraded that suffering has become our enjoyment. Suffering and smiling. The Prabhupada said, struggling for existence. We're simply struggling. Everywhere you see, people are simply struggling for existence, not for happiness. Not happiness, just a struggle for existence. Yet, some of us are thinking that we're very happy. That is our disease condition. That we're thinking that we are happy, or we know what we are doing. Somebody was on a roof of a building. Was on the roof of a building. He was on the roof, a very high building. He was on the roof, the top of the roof building, and he was just walking. He's walking. He's coming very close to the edge of the building, and somebody shouting, "Hey, stop there! Stop there! Stop there!" Risking his life to try to stop the person from falling off the building, which means his death. So the person who is going to kill himself is shouting back at the person who's trying to help him. "What are you talking? I know what I'm doing. Who are you to tell me what I should do? I know what I'm doing. Leave me alone." Leaving you alone means that the next step you take from where you are, you're going to fall off the building, and that's the end of your life in this present body. That is our situation in this material world. Krishna is sending so many of his pure devotees to come here and constantly remind us, sending the scriptures to remind us about what we have lost. Yet we're not happy with them. We constantly give them trouble. Lord Jesus Christ, what was his offense that he committed? That his best disciple denied him. Not even ordinary people, his own personal disciple denied him, doubted him, and also sold him. For what offense? Because he's trying to help the conditioned souls get out of our malady, out of our insanity. It's risky. Because the mad person thinks that everyone is mad except himself or herself. That is our situation in the material world. So in this way, the preachers who are sent here by Lord Krishna, just for our own benefit, they are constantly in difficulty. We put them into difficulties. Look, the life of all the acharyas, they have difficulty. Muhammad has to run from Mecca to Medina, and he was given poison to die. Jesus was tortured in many ways, denied, crucified, and he doubted by his own disciples. He was sold by his own disciples. Prahlad Maharaj, Prabhupada mentioned here, Prahlad Maharaj. His own father tried in so many ways how to kill him. What was his offense? Because he is a devotee of Lord Krishna. Because he wants to help the conditions to get out of a malady. Prahlad Maharaj, he prayed to Lord Nrsimhadev. My dear Lord, there are so many devotees in this world. Yes, I appreciate all of them. But see what they're doing. They are simply practicing silence so that they don't speak Krishna consciousness. They don't speak about their glories to others to hear. So what kind of purity is that? What kind of devotees are there? There are so many devotees. They are meditating, practicing austerity for their own selfish interests. But my dear Lord, I don't want to follow this way. I want to go to the town, the cities, the factories. I want to go there, risk my life, and preach your glories to them. In this way, let me sacrifice my life to deliver them from their suffering condition. That was his offense. To help us get cured of our insanity. Haridas Thakur, what was his offense? His offense is that he's a devotee of Lord Krishna, constantly preaching the glories of the holy name of Lord Krishna. That was his offense. And so many people became envious of him and tried in so many ways to defend him, to spoil his Krishna consciousness, as if they have the power to do that, to destroy him. But every step, every attempt they made, Krishna thwarted all their efforts. And Haridas remained glorious. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. Yes. Many like that. What of Srila Prabhupada himself? Our own Prabhupada, who gave us this Krishna consciousness. Let us see how much he suffered in India, how much he suffered in the ship, how much he suffered in America. What was his offense that he's suffering like this? Just because he's a devotee of Lord Krishna and he wants to help make devotees of Krishna. He wants to help unsaintly people become saintly. Therefore, he took risk. He risked his life. In the ship, the father, the mother, the relatives, the sons, the wife, or brothers or sisters or disciples, nobody was there. He was just there alone. If he had left the body in a ship, what would happen to him? He would just throw the body to the fishes. So why is he risking his life like this? So much risk he's taking. Irivairaha. Yes. Sarva Bhutesu. Irivairaha Sarva Bhutesu. He has no enemy. He is friendly with everyone, all living entities. He has great compassion for everyone. Therefore, he took risk to preach Krishna consciousness all over the world. All over the world. At the age of Srila Prabhupada, people at that age, they simply sit in their house and get the service from the children, the wife, or the servant. Being exhausted from working very hard in their youth. And all that they have achieved now is to sit and enjoy their boga. But that was the time Srila Prabhupada went to America to prepare the world for Krishna consciousness. So, Srila Prabhupada took risk to give us Krishna consciousness. The only reason he did that is because he's a devotee of Krishna. He has great compassion and he has our self-interest in his heart. Prabhupada have our self-interest in his heart. So he preached Krishna consciousness to help us. Mat Karma Krit Mat Paramo Mat Bhakta Sanga Varjita Nirvairaha Sarva Bhutishu Jaha Samam Eti Pandava. My dear Arjun, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Radhe Radhe.
Gurudev, thank you very much for the class. So, everybody, if you have any questions or comments, you can unmute your microphones, or you can speak directly to chat, and I can do the question. So, feel comfortable to ask. If anyone wants to start, I have a question.
All right.
Yes. Gurudeva, in the beginning of the class, you were speaking that we devotees work very hard, but also the grihasta devotees, when they have a mundane or ordinary jobs, they should apply this hardness in their mundane works also, because sometimes we work during the day hard, and sometimes we put a lot of energy in this work, and sometimes we end up, coming home and we are tired from working. So how does this apply to devotees who work with mundane and ordinary jobs?
Here, Lord Krishna is telling us, as also elucidated by Srila Prabhupada, that as devotees, our activities should be for Krishna. So if one is simply working very hard for the pleasure of his senses, even in the name of a devotee or devotion, that is not accepted. That is not considered to be Krishna activity. Krishna activity is a proper mention the purport here. If Krishna is the proprietor, then he should enjoy the result of the work. Is if the proprietor. So our activities are considered Krishna karma only when it is performed for Krishna's pleasure. We are offering the result to Lord Krishna. Then that is Krishna karma, and that is our fortune. And for those who are working so seriously, taking risks like Prabhupada, Haridas Thakura, Jesus, Prahlad Maharaj, they didn't feel exhausted. They didn't feel morose or disappointed. They never felt. They were happy because it is for Krishna. All the difficulties which they encountered were all the ingredients to make the Krishna consciousness juicy and palatable and more relishable. So they don't see it the way mundana see things. That also, we can use that to judge our own activities. A devotee who is working very hard for Krishna and is miserable and feeling disappointed, it means that there's something wrong. It is not really for Krishna. There's some contamination somewhere there. So we have to check that.
Yes, Gurudeva, thank you.
All right?
Yes, thank you very much. Anyone
A devotee cannot be devotees cannot be so engaged, so involved, so hardworking, and the same thing be miserable. No, it's not possible. If one is working so hard and at the same time miserable and disappointed, means something is wrong. That means that it is not really for Krishna. Our interest is there somewhere that is reacting. Now the money told Sri Vyasadeva, the Bhagavatam, first canto of Bhagavatam, Krishna consciousness in this process is very, very pure and transcendental. Therefore, I request you not to mix anything with it, because anything which is not on the same line that comes in contact with this pure system will react in so many ways. Like what you are experiencing now, despondency. Although we have done so much work like this, such a work, a great work, nobody can be except soul is highly empowered. But just see association, they are morose. So look carefully to the activities. And he pointed out, yes, my dear Vyasadeva, you have not given the Paramahamsa something. There are many things here for the Karmis and the Gyanis, but you have nothing for the Paramahamsas. That means that we have never singled out the Krishna from others. You mix everything together. Therefore, one cannot get a clear direction from activities. Therefore, I request you to keep Krishna separate. Let him be in it, put him in his true transcendental position. You'll be satisfied. So Vyasadeva, he did. He took back all the scriptures he has composed, join all of them, and filter it. That filtered Vedas is Srimad Bhagavatam, Amalapura. Yes. So in the same way, we should check our activities and see if it is Krishna karma, we'll be happy, even though externally so many difficulties are there.
Krishna Gurudev, thank you. Anyone else have any questions? I have one more. Anyone?
Yes, go on.
Gurudev, you were saying a while ago, I understood that the devotee is always eager to see the former Lord Krishna as Shyamasundara, as two-handed, and his original form. So we devotees, we should not meditate on Lord Vishnu four-handed.
Yes, that is the request from Lord Krishna himself. In Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna told Arjuna, meditate upon my form as two-handed Krishna. Two-handed. That's the original form of Lord Krishna. Of course, we know that we have the devotees in Vaikuntha. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he knew that when he told Murari Gupta, why are you worshiping Sitaram? You take to Krishna, Radha Krishna, worship Radha Krishna. The topmost, the topmost. Do it. He told Venkata Bhatta, why are you worshiping Lakshmi Narayan? Worship Radha and Krishna. It's superior, it's the best. And he converted them. They were worshiping Lakshmi Narayan. Sri Chaitanya Prabhu converted them, Lakshmi Narayan, 4 hands. He converted them into worshiping Radha and Krishna, the two-handed form. Krishna is the best. So, pure devotees, they have no interest for any form except Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vinochanena Santasa Deva Hrideshu Vilokayanti Jam Shama Sundara Machinte Guna Swarupam Govinda Madi Purushottamaham Bhajami. Yes. Pure devotees go for that. So let us go for that. Shama Sundara. That's the original form of Krishna. Original. Alright? It's bliss in that form. The bliss in that form is incomparable. One cannot measure it. Brahma Sokyam to Anantam Sananta. Yes. All right.
Yes. Thank you, Gurudev. Now we follow. We have a question from Rasa Vilapriya. Rasa is asking. He's offering her humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you, Gurudev. So please, Maharaj, just to clarify, is it all right if we remain our constitutional position and render service to the Lord, or we have to change our position in order to better render service? For instance, the position of a student, teacher, brahmachari, grihastha, etc. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
The position of her? Radhi. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry, Gurudev?
Can you repeat the last part of it?
Oh, yes. She's asking if we have to change our constitutional position in order to render a better service.
In Goloka Vrindavan, every person in Goloka Vrindavan does not feel my position is inferior to another position. Everyone is satisfied with his or her position in Goloka. We all render service according to our nature. A servant, they never feel that they're inferior to the friends. They enjoy their position as they are. So we don't have to change our constitutional position. Our constitutional position cannot be changed. We are eternally servant. That cannot be changed. So we have to serve. That is it. So it's not a matter of this service is better than that service is better. In the material world, to be a servant is very, very bad. You are nothing and nobody. In the spiritual world, to be a servant is wonderful, the best. So powerful personalities, they want to take the position of even being a grass or a dust, because it's an exalted position to be there. So if we give our service to Krishna in our position, provided we make Lord Krishna happy with what we are giving, if they coming from our true heart, just for the purpose of pleasing Krishna, Krishna will accept it, and that is our fortune. It's not the matter of changing. Okay, today I'm cooking and it's inferior, then I should be with Krishna. I should be with friends, leading Krishna to the forest. That would be the best. It does not exist. Such mentality does not exist in Goloka. Whatever we have to do it purely for the purpose of pleasing the Krishna. That is our fortune. That will be our luck. So we cannot change. There's no question of jumping around in Goloka. Today I'm a cowhead boy, tomorrow I'm a cowhead girl. The other day I'm a mother of, of Krishna. No. Oh, it's fixed. Yes. So thank you, Rasalila Mataji, for this nice question. What's Prabhu for nice questions.
I think Venu Prabhu request.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Dandar Pranam, Maharaj. Maharaj, my question is from your last lecture, and that you were talking about the Navda Bhakti. In that you had mentioned that why we are not hearing properly just because of the material desires in our mind, and our body is too lazy. So what should we do to improve this? That we should concentrate on a lecture. Can you please elaborate this?
Yes. We are not hearing properly because the noise of sense gratification, desire for sense pleasure is too loud in our consciousness. And that blocks us from hearing. If you look at the 9 processes of bhakti, the beginning is hearing. Then if you look carefully, you see the progression. Those who have heard properly will chant properly. So we cannot chant properly if we have not heard properly. And we cannot hear properly if you're not giving full attention. Therefore, we have to give attention. Oral reception, very important. Hearing is very important. If our hearing is very poor, every other thing else we do in Christian consciousness, the remaining 8 processes will be difficult. That means you cannot chant properly and we cannot remember properly. If we hear properly, we'll chant properly, we can hear properly, we chant properly, we remember properly. If you remember properly, you will serve properly. Our good service will give us better worship of Lord Krishna. Best worship will give us a good opportunity for good prayer, for praying seriously. And to help us to be a good servant. A good servant will become best friend. Best friend will give ourselves completely. Completely. We give ourselves completely. Therefore, the solution, the remedy, we should try to reduce our sense gratification. We should try to reduce the demands of our body. That is why Lord Krishna gave us 𝐸𝐴𝐴𝐷𝐶. 𝐸𝐴𝐴𝐷𝐶 is a day for us to reduce the demands of our body and increase the demands of our spiritual nature. Yes. We should take advantage of 𝐸𝐴𝐴𝐷𝐶, the day of Lord Hari, and improve the quality of our hearing, which will take us through other processes. and attain perfection. Does it make sense?
Yes, Maharaj.
All right. Practice it and you see the result.
Gurudev, I have a question, an addition to the question of Venu Govinda Prabhu.
Yes, go on.
Yes. Sometimes we try to apply our best to hear properly, but at least I have this problem that sometimes we are trying to focus to hear properly, but we forget very easily what has been said. Our mind is, I don't know if what's the problem, but we end up forgetting what has been said. So why does this happen? How can we overcome this forgetfulness?
It is the dullness of our consciousness, our mind, which as a result of indulging in sense gratification since time immemorial. Therefore, we have to support our hearing by having a pen and a paper. Take some point while we are sitting in the class. We should take some point down. It is very wonderful. You'll be surprised to see that after some time, when you read what you have written down in the class, you'll be surprised what you have written down. You'll be surprised that such things were said in that class. Therefore, we can remind ourselves, or we can record it and hear it again and again. So you get registered. Sometimes we sit in the class, we will think that we have had everything. That is the trick of our mind. So therefore, we have to support ourselves. We should have paper and biro. We should have it recorded, so we can hear it again and again, and look back to the things we have written down in the class. We'll be surprised, the things we have written down. Then we should start applying them. That's the solution. Until we start to do that, we will not become a serious student. Eagerness to hear, eagerness to learn, eagerness to practice. All right?
Yes, Gurudev, thank you very much. We have a question from Madhurya Lila Mataji.
Right?
He's offering his most respectful obeisances. He's thanking you for the class and giving you the purity of your association. So he's asking, I could not understand very well what you said in the first question. Should our job be directly connected to Krishna consciousness, or whatever job we do, we can offer the fruits of it to Krishna?
All our activities, all our services should be the result of all our activities should be given to Krishna. That is Krishna karma. The result of our activity. In other words, we should work for Krishna. We should not have anything about our which is not connected with Krishna. Everything about it should be done for Krishna. That is Krishna karma. Then we'll be happy. And Prabhupada said, if it is true Krishna karma, then Krishna should be the enjoyer of the profit. So that what we cannot say, Krishna, this company, I opened this company. This is for you. Krishna, I'm doing this business for you. And at the end of it, the profit, Krishna has nothing. It's cheating. Even so, Krishna, as the Prabhupada said, the purport. So it's Krishna to enjoy the profit. That means that our profit should be shared with Krishna. We should give Krishna. But he recommended we should build a temple for Krishna and install the deity of Krishna there. And arrange for his service very nicely, cook for him, dress him, bathe him, do everything for him nicely, and give other people opportunity to come and hear about Krishna. We should make a small garden, plant a Tulsi Devi there, and water her every day. Do service and offer her to Lord Krishna. Or come and clean Krishna's temple. All these are Krishna karma. You cook for Krishna, do everything for Krishna. Krishna karma. You chant Krishna's name. A devotee is called a devotee because our activities are done for Krishna. Therefore, Rupa Goswami, he gave us that verse. Ana sakta sayaktaham upayunjataha dirbanda Krishna sambande yuktam bhajagam uchate. Ana sakta shia. We have no personal attachment for anything. We will do everything for Krishna. That is Krishna karma. Everything. Nothing should be done without Krishna. I will give examples like Bhaktivinoda Thakur who prays for Krishna. My dear Lord Krishna, everything belongs to you. He's not just saying that. He did say that, and actually, he acted like that practically. That's Krishna karma. Everything is for Krishna. Everything is to give you pleasure. To give you, to make you everything for you. Everything is. Yes, Krishna karma. So we should follow the same way, and we will be happy. Like they are happy. All the pure devotees are happy in their service to Lord Krishna. Because Krishna Bhakta Niskamateva Santa. Mahantas say Samachita Prasanta. Mahantas, the pure devotees are fully Samachita Prasanta, they're fully, their heart is full of joy, overflowing bliss. Why? It's calm. They have no separate desire from Krishna desire. They don't have selfish desire. Everything they do, the reason why, the motivation for everything they do is, I want to please Krishna by this activity. That is the glory of pure devotees. The center of the activities is Krishna. Anything which has nothing to do with Krishna, they will never participate in it. Never. Even both Krishna, they are ready to sacrifice their life. That's the difference. Is it clear now?
Yes, you said it's clear. Thank you. Yes, they are thanking you, Gurdev. We have a last question. Last question from the question from Bhakti Shruti. He's thanking you for being here. She said this is a small question. She's asking sorry for not using the microphone. So the question is as follows: how do we control the mind when we've got a bad unwanted thoughts, sometimes which even come during chanting, that are difficult to stop? And another question: how do we stop or abandon how do we stop or abandon bad or unwanted habits? Thank you, Maharaj. If you
What's the first question?
The first question was, how do we control the mind when we've got a bad or unwanted thoughts that are not good for us, and some thoughts come during chanting? How can we stop these thoughts?
Yeah, good question. Thank you for the nice question. Yes, our chariots, they have given us the formula how to handle that situation. While we are chanting jap, unnecessary thought comes in there. While doing other services, unnecessary thought comes there. Because the mind has been habituated to sinful activities for time immemorial, it is very natural for the mind to go through all those things while we are trying to become Krishna conscious. We don't have power. We don't. This is very important. So listen. We don't have power to stop the mind from that. We don't have power. We don't have power to tell the mind nothing or so will pass through my mind. We don't have that power. And any person who is trying to or think that they can artificially do that is not serious. We'll have more trouble. But we have power to do one thing. What is that? Whatever unnecessary thought, whenever and wherever the unnecessary thought comes, we should not keep it. We should allow it to go as they come. That power we have. And if you want to go higher than that, first thing, we should allow it to come and let it go. We should not maintain it. If you maintain it, start processing it, then it's bad. It will sit properly and uproot us from our determination to be Krishna conscious. So we shouldn't maintain any negative thought that comes through the mind. We should allow it to go as soon as they come. Second thing, we should feel very bad and repent and pray to Lord Krishna. I'm very sorry for this nonsense. This demon just passed through now. Please forgive me for this. And beg for forgiveness. And continue to do the right thing. This is the formula to overcome this thing that comes to the mind. And the third thing is that we should try to slow down the mind, not trying to force the mind to stop from all negative things. We should try to slow down the mind. And the practical way to do that is not to worry so much about the 16 rounds which we have to chant. We should not tell the mind we want to chant 16 rounds. The mind will start all kinds of argument. Why do we have to do all this? We should look at how long it will take. And we have so many important things to do. So we should just tell the mind, we can slow down the mind, to tell the mind, to give a simple task to the mind. That we just want to chant only one name. And the mind should try to cooperate. Only one name. And the one name at a time, just keep going. And if the minds come to become aware that, oh, we are just deceiving, just, oh, no problem, it's only one mind. And feel sorry about it and pray to Krishna and Nam Prabhu for help, that we're sorry for that intruding. That is how we overcome that. What's the second part? I forgot.
The second part is how to do we stop or abandon bad or unwanted habits.
Yes, how to overcome unwanted habit. First of all, if I have the habit of, or one has a habit of taking chocolate, for example, then one should not go to the area where chocolates are sold. No, I should share with people who are addicted to the chocolate. One is habituated or having a vulgar language, then we should try to learn how to recite the scripture regularly. We should practice the austerity of speech, as recommended by Bhagavad-Gita. We should constantly recite the scriptures and constantly chant and pray to Lord Krishna, pray to Guru, pray to the holy name for shelter, and observe Ekadasi. When when the great personality they see our effort, our sincere effort, they will surely help us to overcome all our bad habits. If one doesn't want to smoke, then we should not associate with people who smoke, or areas where people smoke, or where these things are available. We should disassociate ourselves from that. That's the way we can overcome our bad habit. Hearing the scripture is very, very important. We should regularly hear the scripture, recite the scripture. If you do that in an association of other devotees, and mindfully, we will overcome our bad habit. There is a story of a person who is addicted to stealing. Prabhupada gave that a story. He had been a thief, stealing for a long time. And at the time he decided to stop, to give up stealing after coming to Krishna consciousness. So he decided to stop. But the edge is still there. So when he happened to travel with them, people on pilgrimage, and when all of them came to a place they are going to camp, and he was sleeping in the night, the urge to steal arose, and he became helpless. He couldn't resist. So he became helpless. But he had a strong desire that, no, I will not do this again. I've decided not to do this again. I will not do it again. So he decided that strongly, but the urge was really very strong, was pushing him. So what he did was to satisfy that urge without stealing. He took this devotee's property and he kept it to that side. He took from the other side and he kept it this way. This way he just put everything everywhere, everywhere. So when the devotee woke up the next morning, everybody was looking, where's my bag? Where's my bag? Everybody. So he confessed to them, I'm very sorry, dear devotees. It has been my duty to steal. But coming to know about Krishna consciousness, I have decided not to do it again. And on this pilgrimage, traveling with all of you here, with the intention of getting purified and overcoming my bad habit, I also followed. But this night, the urge was so strong, it was pushing me. But at the same time, I still remember that I have decided, no, I won't steal again. Therefore, I simply take the properties and put in different places to satisfy that urge. But I didn't steal again. Devotees were very merciful with him and blessed him. So he overcome this tendency. So if we pray and confess ourselves, we have the same mercy to give up our bad habits. So this formula is there. If you can practice it, we'll surely get the strength to overcome our bad habits. Does it make sense?
Thank you. Yes, she's thank you.
All right.
So we can end the questions here. So Vijay Prabhu unfortunately is not being able to speak. So I speak in his presence that I thank you everyone for participating, and Vijay Prabhu is going to announce the next lecture in the next few days. So thank you very much, Gurudev, for your wonderful darshan. And
Hare Krishna.
we'll always be together.
Krishna Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Radhe Radhe.
Bhagavad-Gita ki jai.
Jai.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Yeah.